Yep, I'm officially in love with the Batman teaser. Finally, we will be getting a true detective story with Batman, the world's greatest detective solving crimes and pummeling face-painted goons. But there might be a lot more to the mystery, and the Batman could uncover Gotham's biggest secret, a dark conspiracy that will lead Batman to question everything he knows as he will learn about the terrifying Court of Owls. I really love how the Batman movie looks, and I'm so happy that we'll be getting a true detective story. Finally, we will see the world's greatest detective doing some actual detective work. Sure, previous Batman movies showcased that side of the Caped Crusader as well, but this time the murder mystery will be the focus of the film. Matt Reeves is definitely taking some inspiration from great Batman detective stories such as The Long Halloween, but the mystery surrounding the Riddler may actually establish the Court of Owls. They are a secret society who have been pulling the strings in Gotham for centuries. The Court of Owls are terrifying and awesome, and they could be the perfect addition to this dark and realistic version of Batman. Some people online have already noticed a possible hint to the Court of Owls in the teaser. In one scene, we see James Gordon reading a clue left by the Riddler. If you look closely at the card, you'll see what looks like an owl next to a skeleton. Now, at first glance, this seems to be irrelevant. After all, the most important thing here is the actual clue, but the Riddler is very methodical and deliberate. Every piece of his clues is a puzzle, and Batman will need to follow the thread to be able to solve it. Also, it's not a coincidence that a picture of an owl is included in a Batman movie. Little Easter eggs like these are added to movies on purpose. Matt Reeves is clearly a huge Batman fan, and he knows his comics, so surely that owl is there for a reason, even if it's only to mess with fans. During the DC FanDome event, Matt Reeves revealed that the murders committed by Edward Nashton will unravel an epic history of corruption in Gotham, a level of corruption that goes much farther than we've ever seen before. Of course, it's no secret that there's crime and corruption in Gotham. I mean, that's pretty much the very definition of the city. You can't have a Batman story without crime and corruption. I mean, what else will Batman do? Hunt vampires? Wait, that's actually an awesome idea. Can we please get a Batman hunting vampires movie ASAP?
We thought that. That's what we thought. We were all discussing that.
The outstanding Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy went deep into the crime and corruption in Gotham. So it's time for something new, since I don't want this new Batman movie to deal with the same stuff that previous movies already explored so well. And that's why the Court of Owls could serve as a fresh take on Gotham's history of crime. Considering the fact that Batman will deal with the Riddler, Penguin, and Catwoman, the Court of Owls are unlikely to show up in this movie. Instead, this first movie should only tease their existence. Then, in the sequels, the Batman will clash with the Court of Owls. The stories that include the Court of Owls incorporate both mystery and horror elements. So, the next Batman movie could follow up on more detective stories mixed in with some horror tropes. And this is something we've never seen before: Batman in a horror movie. The Court of Owls have been present in Gotham since the 1600s. They are a creepy secret society that controls the city from the shadows. They are a powerful cabal that has ties to pretty much everything in the city. One of the best things about the court are the Talons. They are the extremely terrifying assassins of the court. The Talons are so skilled that in their first fight with Batman, they almost killed him. There's also the whole supernatural element of the Talons. The court can bring their Talons to life, turning them into undead beings. Now, considering the realistic tone of this new take on Batman, it's unlikely that we will be seeing any undead monsters, which is fine. I think that the Court of Owls and the Talons are interesting enough even without their supernatural element. But the big question is how it will all play out in the movie. Well, it will connect to the murder mystery of this story. This version of the Riddler seems to be a type of serial killer. In the comics, Edward Nygma is someone who prides himself for being a genius. He loves riddles and loves to use them as part of his crimes. The Riddler believes that his intellect is superior to everyone else's, and he constantly must prove it. This is why he is such a great rival for Batman. The Riddler is someone that can challenge the world's greatest detective in a way only few can. Also, I really like his new look. It's the perfect contrast to Jim Carrey's version. I am totally fine that they dropped the traditional look of the character and made him this terrifying duct tape killer. The Riddler seems to go after the corrupt. Nashton is using his killings to play mind games with Batman and the GCPD, but also the riddles are there to reveal some dark conspiracy. Well, what if the Riddler found out about the Court of Owls and their role in Gotham, and now he's attempting to expose them to everyone? And since he's targeting Batman, maybe he isn't trying to kill the Dark Knight, but instead open his eyes to the truth. And of course, prove how much smarter he is than everyone by being the one that figured it all out. In the teaser, the Riddler says the following: "If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?" Part of this could relate to all the corrupt cops in Gotham who are willing to turn a blind eye while taking bribes from criminals. But these words could also be directed at Batman himself. If the Riddler did uncover the Court of Owls, then in his mind, Batman is blind to the truth. While the Caped Crusader is dealing with face-painted goons, he is oblivious to the real threat to the city. The Riddler has a superiority complex, and maybe he believes that by killing corrupt officials, he will open the eyes of the citizens of Gotham. At the end of the teaser, the Riddler says that Batman is also part of whatever conspiracy he's uncovering. The teaser seems to indicate that he is talking to Batman, but what if he's actually targeting Bruce Wayne? While talking about the film, Matt Reeves hinted that the epic history of the crime and corruption in Gotham connects to Bruce Wayne's origins in a way we never saw before. Reeves confirmed that the Batman isn't an origin story, and it takes place during his second year as a vigilante. And that's good. We really don't need another Batman origin story. But maybe the Wayne family has some connection to the Court of Owls. It's possible that in this movie, Bruce will learn a dark secret about his parents, and that they were somehow involved with the Court of Owls. Most of the rich and powerful families in Gotham have some ties to the court. In the comics, they've exploited the influence and power of the Wayne Company. How would Bruce react to the conspiracy that his own family had a role in the terrible state of the city? The fact that it's not a coincidence that Gotham is plagued with so much crime and corruption. The understanding that the Court of Owls have made the city into what it is. And who knows, if the Court of Owls have ruled the city from the shadows for centuries, their ties with the Wayne family could be much darker than anyone realizes. I'm not saying that Thomas and Martha Wayne were members of the court, but they were still a part of one of the richest and most powerful families in Gotham. And with all the corruption going on in the city, maybe they were somehow involved, even without their own knowledge. What a crippling realization it will be for Bruce to learn that his family played a role in the state of Gotham, that his own family is part of the cancerous corruption of the city. Based on the possible connection between the Court of Owls and the Wayne family, the Riddler might target Bruce Wayne himself. Usually, the Waynes are just there to be killed in an alley, which leads to the birth of the Batman. But adding the idea that there is more to the Wayne family than that is very refreshing. 2019's Joker introduced a somewhat corrupt version of Thomas Wayne. Most Batman stories portray Thomas as this perfect father figure, a flawless man who did only good things. But Joker showed us a more complex version of the character. There is no connection between the two films, but it will be interesting to explore some of the darker history of the Wayne family. After all, they were a rich and powerful family who lived in one of the most corrupt cities in America, and this could be fascinating. As a child, Bruce must have seen his parents as the perfect people. As children, we never see the flaws of our parents. And since Bruce lost his parents at a very young age, it will be hard for him to come face to face with the realization that his parents might not have been the perfect people. All of this could be a part of the dark conspiracy that the Riddler will reveal. The Riddler's serial killer antics could be the thing that will help Batman turn into the hero that Gotham needs. Matt Reeves said that Batman is still trying to figure out the whole crime-fighting thing. Most people in the city don't know what to make of Batman, and many are afraid of him. Bruce sees himself as vengeance. While fear was always Batman's main weapon against criminals, he's also a symbol for hope for the good people of Gotham. And as he learns the dark secrets of his family and city, Batman will need to become a hero to bring true justice to Gotham. And as both Batman and Bruce Wayne will work to make things better in the city, all of this could set up the sequel where Batman will clash with the Court of Owls and their terrifying talons. And did you know that owls are the natural predators of bats? The Batman might find himself hunted by the Court of Owls and their talons. After watching this first teaser for the Batman, I have no doubt that if and when Batman clashes with the Court of Owls, it will be awesome. Now all I can do is to count the days till I finally get to watch the Batman. Do you think the Batman is setting up the Court of Owls? What do you think the Riddler is planning? Let me know. And if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to CBR for more cool videos. See you next time, and thanks for watching.